So the topic for today is still life drawing. So basically a still life is something that is focused on a group of objects that can never be moved throughout the course of your drawing. So for instance, I have this eraser. So now if you want to look at, you have just kept this eraser and it's moving down. Let me just, okay. So let's say we have this eraser, all right? So now this is still. If you look at it and draw, it is a simple still life drawing, right? So this is called a still life drawing. Now for instance, you take this eraser and keep this cutter on top of it. Now it has become more of a complex object, right? Because there are so many things going around. If you want to keep it on top of it, now this is a complex thing to draw because you don't have a single object. The object is overlapped with something else. So it is more complex and difficult to draw. So that is called a complex drawing. Here, this is a simple still life drawing, and this is actually a traditional drawing because traditionally in still life people draw fruits and vegetables and glassware, etc. So that is what we are going to draw today. So get your paper ready, draw a border for yourself, and then we'll start. So the thing about still life is that it is always sitting on a surface. The surface can be a table, the surface can be a floor. So basically what I've done here is that this is the surface, and on the surface this lemon is sitting, and then you have a wall behind. So that's what you can also do. So we'll start by making the lemon first. So you want to leave some space on the top and draw a circle over here. It doesn't have to be on the center of the page, but just leave some space on the top, leave some space over here. It doesn't have to be exactly on the center. So just draw a circle, and then we will make it look like a lemon.
I drew more like an oval by accident.
Yeah, that's actually fine because you see, lemon is not actually a circle. You see over here, it's more of an oval. So that's fine, but don't elongate the oval a lot. It can be wide, but not elongated. So now it's just looking like a circle. We want to make it look like a lemon. So what do? We are going to add this cone at the end. So this is your end point over here. You will be adding a cone-like structure that looks like the end of the lemon. You know, lemon is not always circle. It has something like this at the end. So that is what you're gonna do. Just draw something that looks like a cone, small cone. This is the end, this is the top. So on the top, make a diagonal line at both the corners like this. Extend to a line that looks like a V but doesn't meet at the end. So draw a line like that. And once you have drawn that, on the center of this two line over here, draw a zigzag line like this. Just a rough line like that. So this is where the stem of the leaf will begin. The stem of the leaf will begin. So from here you have a line that is divided into two, and then you will add a line from here that goes like that straight on the top, and then end it something like that. So it looks like the stem of the lemon, and it doesn't have to be very straight like I drew here. So first you will draw a straight line, and then you will erase the line and make it a little rougher, okay? So because the stem is never so straight, so you have to make it look a little rough and a little natural. stem doesn't have to be too long. Just make it proportionate to the lemon. Gonna add the leaf. So from here, extend a line that goes down. This is the center of the leaf, and then you will add one leaf on this side, slight curve, and one leaf line on this side. So you have one leaf, and the same you will do on this side. Just add a center line, then a curve down like this, another curve down like that. Erase whatever is not needed. So this line you see right over here, the circle that we made at the first time, you are going to erase that line. We don't need it. And the line at the bottom, you're going to erase that too, because that is also not needed. Now you have the whole outline shape of the lemon. So we have done the first lemon. This is a whole lemon. Now we will draw the half lemon. So you have to make sure that your placing is right. You don't want this to touch the other one, because this is behind, this is in front. So what you're going to do at the bottom, you will make a circle like that. And it doesn't have to be an accurate circle. It can be a little rough at the edges, or you know, it doesn't have to be a proper circle. You can make it a little look like an oval or something, but yeah, that's the basic shape of the half lemon. And you will draw one more circle over here inside. Just make a border for the circle.
Like this?
Let's see. So this is going to be the white part of the lemon. When you open it to half, you see that white portion. This is that ring of the white portion. What you're going to do is you are going to make a cross like that inside. So it is divided into 4 sections. So now you're going to add a plus sign. So just make a plus sign, and the lemon is divided into the portions that is inside. When you open a lemon and you see it is divided into multiple portions, this is that portion. You can add a line on the outside like that to make it look like more a 3D structure. Okay, so now you will add a tiny little circle over here, so it looks like the end of the lemon, the end portion. This one is right over here. After doing that, you can add in some leaves on this side. Okay, so you can add in some leaves on the right side, overlapping each other. Maybe you can play around with how you want your leaves to look like, and you can add one more on this side. And now this looks more like a 3D. If you look at this, this is looking like a 3-dimensional drawing. So actually, if you see over here, this is only 2 lemons, right? So here I've made 3 lemons. Now how does it look to you? It looks like this is in front, this is behind, and this is far behind. So this is much more smaller, because the things that you look that are like far away from you, it is going to be smaller. So if you wish, you can then one more lemon somewhere behind. You can definitely put that. You can make a apple, you can make a orange, you can make anything. And you know, you can play around. If you have some space left over, and if you want to add in something of your choice, please go ahead and do that. So okay, so probably I'll add in an orange over here, because that goes with lemon. Lemon is a citric fruit, and oranges too, so maybe I'll add that. So you just want to add a surface now. And now we'll add the surface. So obviously it is sitting on a surface, right? So you want to decide where you want the surface to be. For me, I'm going to make a surface over here. So we will divide this sheet into 2 halves. So draw a line and make sure you extend the same line over here, match the level. Okay, imagine the line is coming from here and touching over here, making a line, and over here it looks like a straight surface, not like a slanted one, which mine is looking a little, so I'll just correct it. So I think we are good with the drawing and doing the outline with the black pen, marker, or whatever is with you. So I have a pen, I'll use that. Okay, first of all, let me tell you how to make a border and outline for this lemon. Okay, there is something that we need to do over here. I'll make this outline, the circle, like regularly, however you have drawn, you will draw that outline and draw the inner outline also. Now we have divided this lemon into so many sections with a cross and a plus. But we are not going to draw exactly what we did. Okay, so what we are going to do, you see there is a structure like V. Because we drew it with a line, we have got a structure like V over here. So you have to leave a little line. You don't have to draw on this line, but leave a little gap and make a V.
Okay.
And then you have to do the same, make a V in the next gap also. So what will happen is you will get a gap between these two V's. You will get a gap like this. That is what you need. So you will get that border that is in a lemon that looks like a white surface. So I think I've done it over here. See,
Yeah, I missed
how
that.
it's supposed to look. And the rest is going to be as it is. You don't have to worry about how to do the rest of all. You can just go ahead and make a border. Okay, awesome. So our still life drawing is ready. All we need to do is do the coloring. So here is something that you need to know. First of all, you need to find the lightest yellow in your color shade. Okay, it's going to be a little lemonish in color. You need to color the whole yellow with the lightest yellow you have. So you want to make a border around your lemon. Don't color. This is from here you have the stem, so you don't want to color the stem, just the circle. Color in with yellow.
So just a border.
Just the border, and then fill it with yellow, fully with yellow. And you can leave like 1 or 2 spots of white for light effect. Like there is highlight at the center, so you can leave some spots in the center of white and color the rest whole area. Whole trick will begin after this. Right now this is looking so flat, right? We don't want to look flat. We want it to look like a 3-dimensional thing. Okay, now you need to move on. Leave that light shade aside and get a darker shade of yellow. I have this one. Okay, this is a little muddish yellow, mid-tone of brown. So this is what I have. What you want to do is you want to make a border. So at the bottom, the one that is lying on the surface, make a border around like that and fill inside a little, okay, little by little, just fill it inside like a semicircle thing, okay. It doesn't have to be straight, try to make it a little curved lines so it looks like the shape of the lemon, which is a little curve, not straight. And then you can add a little shade over here like you do shading, right? You just have to shade like you do shading with pencil. Yeah, you can make some circles over here to get that illusion of you know, like it's uplifting, like it's looking like a three-dimensional, so you have to play around with the shape. So I'm making a shape over here like this, like it looks from bottom there is a line curving in, and you can add some border over here, add a color on the top, a border on the top, just a simple line and some little strokes here and there. Just leave the center part because that is the highlighted portion. There will be no shade in the center part. And now it has started to look a little three-dimensional. You can take a lighter version of orange and you can add some strokes over here, some at the bottom. Just play around with the strokes. Like you can darken the area where you need it needs to darken up. And you can use a little bit of brown too. And if you feel that something has gone a little too much, you can take a paper and you can just smudge it a little.
Okay.
It looks like it doesn't look like something is off. I think that is how my lemon looks, and it's pretty good. I think I'm happy with how it is looking. I don't want to do too much on it. I don't want to go overboard, so this is just fine for me. See how I have little shade of brown here, then there is little spots of orange and some strokes of orange here, and there is dark yellow, and this is the lighter portion. So that is how you need to make it. So for the other lemon also I'm gonna do the same thing. The outer portion I will color with the yellow, the light yellow, and the inner V's also is going to be with light yellow. You're going to use different shades of yellow to get that effect. So the edges are going to be darker and the this portion is going to be light. You can use a little bit of dark brown, and even this thing is going to be a little dark and a little brown here. And for the inside you're going to take orange. You've seen this yellow, the V's that are colored in yellow. What you're going to do, you fill in with yellow first, and then you will draw some strokes, straight strokes. You don't want to color it, but just straight strokes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you have some line-like structure in a lemon when you open and see. So you want to get that illusion. For that purpose, you're just going to make some strokes. And when coloring the stem, you will color it with a light yellow, light green. And for the leaf also, you're going to color in with light green. So this is the base color. So base colors are always light. Whenever you have to do some shading, you always go from light to dark. So you want to take the lightest color, fill it in, and then you will use a darker color on it to get the shades. So the whole thing about getting a 3D effect is you need to play with layers of colors and tints and shades of colors. So you have colored in with light color. Now as you can see over here, what I've done is there is light color at the bottom. You see, this is the light, and then one side I have just overlapped the light color with a darker green. So that's what you're gonna do, and you will get a nice shade effect. So one side of the sleeve I'm going to color it with a dark green, and this side, just one side, I'll color with dark green, and same on the bottom one side with the dark green, and then for the stem also you can color some parts and leave some parts light and some part dark, and then you can also use a brown on top of it. So the stem is not always green. You can use some dots and some lines that are brownish in color, so it looks more like a stem now. You can differentiate between the leaf and the stem now. So that is how you're gonna work, all in layers, one on top of the another. So we are left with coloring the surface and the wall. So what happens here is you want to get a color that is very different from yellow, because if you do something that is similar to yellow or maybe a light color, then you will not find any difference between the lemon and the ground. So that's why I've taken a darker color over here, that's a blue. Okay, so let's color the surface now. So you want to make a border. You want to make a border around everything. Just be careful you don't color inside the lemons. So make a border. So this is a lot of coloring because it's the whole background you have to color. So you need to be a little patience. You need to color it with a patience so that you don't end up dirtying your paper. So be very, very gentle with it. And you see, I've made a border for whole my drawing. You see, it's looking like I've done a border for everything. So that is what you can do so that you protect your colors that you have done on your subjects. So after that I'll just color. So if I'm doing it in this direction, I mostly will be doing in this direction. So because it is a surface, actually you can go in a horizontal direction, so it looks more like a surface, flat surface. You should not smudge. It is going to be very critical if you smudge, because what will happen is that you have already colored all of it. Now if you smudge, and if a little bit of you smudge inside of this, then everything is going to go here and there. All the colors will mix with each other. So I will tell you not to smudge it, just color it. See, my surface is colored and ready. So you know what you can also do is, if you want to add some like you want to add a shade, like a reflection of the lemon, like you have a shade underneath of it. So what you can do is you can use a little bit of brown and just color slightly like this, so it looks like
Yeah.
there is a shadow of the lemon, so it looks more natural. You see how what a difference it has created. So you just need to just take this and slide the color a little, color just a little in a straight direction, tiny little bit, and you see it looks like you have a shade. So you just have to do it in one direction, because the shade cannot be in all different direction. So how cool it looks right now. So once the surface is done, you want to decide what color you want on the top. So on the top you can do a lighter color also, it doesn't matter too much, and you can do a darker also. Maybe you can just add some lines like that here and there with a very light color, like beige color. I have is beige color, so this is a little darker than white. So you can find a very light color in your crayon set and just draw some lines. Or maybe very lightly, just color in very lightly. That's also fine. You don't have to color like just scribble so much. And there it is.